hopefully we'll be live. Let me just wait until the thing comes up on the YouTube so that it don't bust me out. There we go. Let me just. Hey. Well, good evening anyway. Welcome to Raconteurs News. Raconteurs News, I've been fucking about with this computer again all night and I've still not managed to be able to get any sort of good shit going on, so we'll just have to go along as long as we can. Just like we said, we're in a bit of limbo at the moment because my pain threshold has to be really fucking high before I can get on and do anything and sit and do anything. But I did find last night it was quite therapeutic, and I didn't sort of notice my foot as much when I was talking to himself, the man himself. It looks like. Tonight, it looks like he's come dressed as Captain Picard from Star Trek and all that. Good evening, Super Leeds. How you doing, mate? All right.
Good evening, my friend. I thought you were going to say the milk tray man.
No. The milk tray. I think he was a bit sinister, and weren't he? With like breaking into birds' houses.
Oh, it's not far off.
And leaving stuff. So, how are you, mate? Are you all right?
Oh. Not bad. I've had a busy day actually for my usual routine. My girlfriend off work, so because of the weather, I had a chance to spend the whole day cleaning the car. So I'm a bit knackered.
What's it like up there in Leeds?
Hey?
What's it like up there? Weather? Is it
pissing? It's been lovely today.
Last few days.
Yeah, what's it like down there?
It was sunny enough today.
Eh?
It was sunny enough today, but it was still.
It wasn't warm, but it was sunny and it was dry. It was nice. I like it like that.
It's been pissing it down for the last few days, though, hasn't it? So
it's going to be pissing it down again tomorrow, I think, and then over the weekend.
I had a message from Adi today.
All right, how's he doing?
I'll show you. He said that he's having a good time, and he sent me a picture of a young lady.
All right.
There you go. That's the young lady that he sent me a picture of. Oh, look at that. There you go.
Right.
By far the best fuck of my life. There you go. So there you go. Adi seems to be having fun over in Thailand. So he's got a booked for tomorrow.
I might start saving up.
He's having a good time. He's having an excellent time. So good on your radio. I hope you get in to listen to this.
I've never found Asian women attractive. I don't know why.
Oh well, it's each to everyone, isn't it? Each to everyone. Me myself never really, leaned that way towards Asian women. Not Asian women as in Oriental. Yeah, it's not really.
Yes, Asian as in Oriental. No, I suppose all of them, really, to be honest with you.
So we've learned tonight that Super Leeds is not into Asian women.
Yes.
Excellent. It's got a great racist start there. Racially aggravated.
I was thinking now when I said it, but is that racist? Because I don't want to sleep with a Chinese woman. Is that racist?
Well, you see, if you don't want to sleep with a trans woman, if you don't want to sleep with a woman that used to be a man, and that's a hate crime, which they're claiming now,
isn't it? It's like
what?
It's ridiculous. I don't like fucking mushrooms. Am I being prejudiced against mushrooms because I don't like eating them?
Well, yeah, you are. Of course you are.
Am I hurting the mushrooms' fucking feelings?
You should eat the mushrooms whether you like them or not, because that's the way that it is. And if you go against that, then it's.
So then I'm going to have to force myself to eat some mushrooms just to please the mushrooms.
Yes, of course. Well, this is the way it's going, isn't it? That's the way it's going. There has been claims that if you won't have a sexual intercourse or you won't engage in a relationship with somebody who's now claiming to be a female but is biologically a man, and no matter what they do to themselves, how they mutilate themselves, there's still going to be a man, essentially. So that's a hate crime. Then surely it's where is the line drawn? I mean, we've had this incident that we've had with what's his face, fucking hell, Bernardo Silva, and that Mendy. Have you seen that? What are your thoughts on that?
Ridiculous.
It is
the
ridiculous.
kind of Guardiola into it as well, haven't they? And I've
Yeah,
noticed.
and that's what they'll do.
I've noticed recently. I don't know, maybe the last couple of months. I always look at BBC football website. Don't know why, I just do. And the increase in stories about racism, you can just see it slowly building up. And you've obviously been to football matches kind of recently. I know you've not been for a while, but it doesn't go on anymore. I've not seen it.
No, it doesn't. But it's
not like it used to be. I mean, when I were a lad and I went, it used to be bad. It's not like that now.
Well, I remember a time when
fucking bananas and shit, weren't there?
When I used to back in '90s, I used to DJ in Melton Mowbray on a weekend. So Friday and Saturday nights I'd be DJing. Sorry?
Pork pies?
No, are you going to listen, or are you just going to sit there saying
stupid? Melton Mowbray is famous for pork pies.
I know it is, but what's that going to do with DJing? It's got nothing to do with DJing, has it?
Mowbray.
And I used to do a pub and then go on to a club and work in that. So I stopped all weekend over. And a group of lads all said to me, you should come to a football with us. So I went to a Leicester game. They were Leicester fans. I went to a Leicester game with them. And
Filbert Street.
At Filbert Street. And it was horrendous. The amount of abuse. They were playing Watford, right? And back then, that was when David James were in goal for Watford. And he got some real proper abuse. Racist abuse, calling him all sorts of things, and I was shocked, and that was back then. But apart from that, I've not really come across any in football. It don't really happen anymore, does it? I mean, you might get.
I don't think it does.
But
you might have your odd person saying it, but it's not like the whole crowd's abusing them like it used to be. Like John Barnes or whatever, and he used to get bananas thrown at him and stuff like that, and the whole crowd was at him. You might have one person in the crowd who shouts racist abuse, and they'll probably get thrown out, or someone will tell them to shut up.
And that's the way that it should
be. But then the BBC,
they've just been
cranking up this fucking racism in football, and to me it's not a reality. Sterling, he's another one, isn't he? They seem to be using him, and he seems to go on about his racism.
Well, I've not really seen so much from Sterling. What I have seen is, I mean, as you know, we recently have been looking at a new manager, and from time to time, Sol Campbell was brought up. Now, Sol Campbell's the sort that will bring racism into absolutely anything, and as he's probably, he's probably got a couple of different, reasons for him to be different to other people from him being black, and because of the rumours about his private life and stuff like that. So, it's what you've got is whenever racism, this kick racism out, and these organisations. Well, if racism were kicked out really and genuinely and completely, which you're never going to do, because all the time in life, one of the things that you learn about in life is that there are idiots everywhere. And so you're never going to kick it out. So all they're doing is just trying to justify their own existence and the big pay salaries that they get from these organisations.
It's like Roy Keane. I fucking hated Roy Keane. Yeah, that's because he was such a good player. I fucking hated him. Not because he was Irish. So, because I fucking hate him. Is that racist? Because he's Irish, even though he's white. That's kind of where it's going. It's fucking stupid. It's like when black people call each other the N-word. Is that racist? How can it be?
What do you mean? Is that racist? How can it be? I don't get it.
Well, you can't be a black man can't be racist calling a black man the N-word, can he?
Well, I would have
thought both the same race.
Well, but listen. I agree with your basic premise, but that's never the way that it happens, is it?
And I tell you another thing I noticed, and this were probably about 6. No, probably more. They would probably start a year. Again, I went on BBC football website, and I was just flicking through headlines. And one of the headlines were, it were a famous footballer's name, signs for PSG, or someone like that. It might have been Suarez. And I thought, fucking hell. I clicked on it, and it was a woman's footballer. Same name as a famous male footballer. And I thought, well, why have they put that on here? And then, since then, can you do a screen share or whatever? Just go on BBC football website now and go down all the stories and just see how many women's football stories there are. There's usually like at least three a day. It's just creeping up. And you think, why don't they just give them a separate webpage? I don't mind women's football. But it's like, if I like rugby league, I don't want to read about rugby union.
Well, women's football's crap.
Well, it is. That's it.
There's no other word for it.
I don't go down and watch Halifax Town. Is that being sexist or fucking racist? It's because of shit.
Well, you just don't. You've got no affiliation to it, so you won't go and watch it. I mean, you've got no affiliation to women's football because it's not been.
I don't mind watching any football as long as they've got a bit of something about them. I think it's not been allowed. World Cup, and England women's team played Man City under 15s boys or something like that, and they got fucking battered.
It were worse than that. They played at LA Galaxy. I think they got beat 5-1. LA Galaxy under 15s.
I think they also played.
They played an under 15s team.
Under 15s, and they got fucking battered.
Yeah, of course. Look, it's crap. Look, we know that it's crap. Women's football is crap, right? Unless you're playing it and you play along, you're not going to be interested in watching it. I've got no problem with women's football. I think women should.
I haven't.
Can I just finish? Can I finish? Because you'd already said that.
Okay.
But I've got no problem with women's football. My problem is that it's not been allowed to grow organically. Football as we know it now has took 150, must be 160 years to grow into what it is now. Whereas women's football is trying to get to the same point in a very small amount of time. And they're doing the thing that they're doing with it is that they're making it so that if you don't like it, or if you don't say you like it, then you're some sort of dinosaur or you're some sort of misogynist. Whereas, I mean, show me a fucking heterosexual misogynist and I'll show you a bloke never gets laid.
Taylor.
That were a bit cheap, that were.
Sorry, mate, I couldn't resist somehow. I was thinking out loud.
New Beans in the chat room. Good evening to everyone who's in the chat room. Anyway, a few people joined us tonight.
For a while.
New Beans in there now.
Hello,
there we go. James Owen is in there as well. Blazing Stars. Dean Yates. Ewan is in there as man. He says, "Man, fuck you, Leeds." He says so. He's showing what he thinks of that little reference to him. There you go.
All right, Uni.
You will get. Well, listen. If anyone knows Apple Charlotte, can you elbow her and just let her know that she's supposed to be coming on? I have sent her a link. It's been sent by email. So if she's knocking about or anybody knows her or anything, if she's listening, get yourself on. Come on, let's have a chat. Because as you can see, I'm struggling a bit here with Super Leeds. He just keeps. Well, we're keeping conversation going, aren't we, youth?
Why are you struggling?
Well, because we're talking about women's football. I mean, you've got to be struggling, aren't you? Talk about something else. What's?
No, but it's still all part of the agenda. It might be about football, but do you think that they use football?
Yeah, of course they do. I know they use football. We all know they use football. We all know they use anything they possibly can to try and distract people. I don't know what's going on. What's the thing going on with Parliament going on at the moment? Is what's going on? I really have no idea.
I've not even checked like the news today. Like I said, I've been busy, and I don't watch the telly, so no idea how it could have happened, can it? Supposedly he was laying out his Brexit plans or something. I don't know.
Oh, Brexit and everything. Well, I think this the title of this show tonight makes more sense. This is Cow's Anus Renter, and that's the name of the show that I've decided to put up tonight. And that's because Heath sent me earlier on. If you notice, Cow's Anus Renter is an anagram of Raconteurs News.
Ah.
So there you go. I think that was the best one. He sent me a few anagrams.
Heath must have spent weeks on that.
Well, he's probably got a computer to do it. So here's some anagrams of Raconteurs News. Here we go. Creators Unsown, Renouncers Warts, Unscrew Treason. Well, that's a good one. Nuts were acorns. Acorns were nuts. Saw answer cunt. Cow's anus renter. Arse non's worst. And arse not unscrew. So they are all anagrams of Raconteurs News. Which is your favourite, Leeds?
Anus one, yeah. Let's call it.
Okay.
Which is yours?
Well, obviously, Cow's Anus Renter, because I've named this show after it. Nubine said in the chat room she's got a suggestion for a topic to discuss. Okay. When is the right time to let go of, stroke euthanize, or put to sleep a beloved pet? What's your take on that? Have you ever been in that situation where you've had a pet that you've had to put down or anything like that? Or been close?
Yes, I have. I've had rabbits for about 15 years.
A rabbit? What were your rabbit called?
Do you want me to name them all?
Oh, no, just your favourite.
Now. Teddy and Ella.
And are the indoor rabbits or outdoor rabbits?
Yes, they're indoor. They just run around.
Don't they stink?
The wee does.
And where do they wee?
It smells very strong of ammonia, so it is strong. It's very strong
so
smell.
Where do they wee?
We've got like a cat litter tray, some newspaper, and some hay. And as long as you change that, and they go in there generally, as long as you change that twice a week. No, it doesn't. We've got some. We buy like a cheap carpet offcut, and we put that down. So if they do piss on the floor or whatever. They piss on that, and then we just bin it and get another one.
So what about the question? When's the time where you need to put your pet down? When you need to say that's it? There's enough. When's the time?
I've got Teddy now, and we bought him. When we bought him, he had a sister called Jessica, and she was only, well, we got her when they were like 8 weeks old. You can get them, and she was only 1, and she started obviously being unwell, and we like took her to vets a lot, and then she had to have an operation, and the vet rang me up and said, I don't think we're going to be able to save her, but we can try if you want, or we can just not bring her back round. And it was, in my opinion, best not to bring her back round. And I tried everything. I spent about 500 quid trying to save her.
It is difficult because you get these pets and you get attached to them. We had a little ginger cat called Moo. We called her. She was called Millie, but we called her Moo, and she was a lovely cat, a ginger cat as well, which is unusual, a female ginger cat. And so we had her.
I don't like cats. Sorry, mate.
She'd been poorly. She'd been trying to get in and out and everything. We ended up taking her to vets, and I think it was my birthday when we had to make the choice to have her put down, which really upset us both. So yeah, it is difficult, newbie, and it's difficult to know when I think it's when the suffering becomes too much.
If they're suffering, then the kindest thing to do is to let them go.
Yeah, of course it is. Ian, who's in the chat room, has said women's football is awesome for so many reasons. Just my opinion. Well, Ian, honestly, if that's your opinion, then great. That's you're really welcome to your opinion. You have your opinion. I don't condemn anybody for liking it. If people like women's football, it's great. For me, it just isn't. It just I can't really watch a lot of really lower league football, and you would have thought that I'd be able to sit through loads and loads of shite being a Sheffield Wednesday supporter, but I really can't. But yeah, it's for me, it's just the quality, and I really resent the fact that I'm sort of backed into this corner where I've got to, I've got to like it. I remember going to a place where I was delivering to a few years ago, and they started talking to me about women's cricket, and I said, "Listen, I don't know all about it. No idea. I don't watch it. It's just not. I don't mind cricket, but I don't want to watch women's cricket and." All this stuff. They were having a really go at me and saying, this is 20, whatever it were. This is 2012, 13. You should be able to. It's not the 1970s. And I said, wait, it's not because I don't like women's. I just don't want to watch it. No, it's not because I don't like women playing cricket. Women play cricket, do what they want. But it's just that I don't like the fact that I'm told. But I'm just told that I'm supposed to like it, and I think that's probably half the struggle as well. If you just left it alone, I might sit and watch a game and enjoy it. But it's like telling the child that he's got to do.
There's a game.
Say it again.
Beach volleyball. There's a game.
Never watched it, mate. Never watched it.
Liar.
I haven't. Never watched it. Never watched it. Here we go. Let's see.
says the man who wanks over countdown.
Right, okay. Thank you, Apple Charlotte. I've got your email, so hopefully you'll be. If you can get on a little bit later on, then please do, because we'd really like to talk to you. But I do understand why you're a little bit hesitant at the moment. Oh dear me, cow's anus renter.
It's like say snooker, darts. I should imagine there's various other sports. Why can't women compete with men at those sports? Because it's not physical.
Yeah, but they can't, can they? It is physical. That's obvious.
Darts or snooker's not physical, is it? Come on. You're not running around 90 minutes.
No, darts or snooker's not physical, but
so then why can't women compete with men at darts or snooker?
Well, perhaps because women don't want to play snooker. I'm sure there's a women's league in snooker, like there is in darts. I know they're trying to introduce it in darts, and there's no problem with that. If you put everyone together and we're all playing the same game, then if you're not going to differentiate between the sexes, then you're going to get these situations where it's all stacked in one side onto the men, onto the male side. The male's always going to be stronger. Well, on 90%, obviously, I'm not going to be stronger than a woman athlete, but somebody who's able-bodied, about the same fitness and stuff is going to be. The bloke is generally.
You can beat Serena Williams at tennis.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, Serena Williams again. That's another example.
Yeah. No, I won't want to box with her either. I don't think.
Who? Venus Williams or Serena?
Serena. She's a bit like a brick shit house, isn't she?
Here she is. Here he is. Are you ready for him?
Is it Bueller?
Bueller.
Good timing, because I need a wee. Good evening.
Bueller.
Hey, what's up, guys?
What you got to say?
How are you?
Man, it's just that was a good question. New being asked in the chat though, how he's like, when's a good time to put your pet down?
Have you got pets?
No, I've never had a pet. Never. I never bother because I don't trust myself to be able to have the ability to take care of one. So I'm just like, no.
Get a rabbit, mate. Get a rabbit. I thought the same. They take very little looking after. You have to take it for a walk.
So come on, Taylor. You want to come on? You're not saying no. What's the matter with you? What do you want?
I'm
sorry if
my
I was
camera now.
a little bit.
You notice that, Jess?
You what? Say that again.
Because the screen's split into 3. I'm going to have to move my camera over. Oh no, wrong way. There. Do you understand what I mean? Because I was that wide before. No, I'm that wide. So I'm not in the middle. Do you understand?
Okay, go on, Taylor. You were.
Sorry, Taylor.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, first of all, sorry for pestering you. But coming on.
Yeah, all right, go on. You need someone to say if you're coming on.
Basically, just want to say, well, first of all, I just want to say, for people that who might just be tuning in for the first time but don't know anything about the the kind of stuff that we're into, maybe it would be a good idea to try to lay out like a good summary of things to like help them get into this kind of thing. If that makes any sense.
What do you mean? What?
For example, let's say if people are genuinely like curious about why they think the official story of 9/11 is a hoax, just like tell them a few things that will just be like, hey, this is a good reason for you to go and look up some do some research yourself.
I think the best bit around bicycle game is just forget what you've heard. If you've heard out, forget it. Go back to being fucking going to sleep because it's a fucking nightmare once you're awake. So go back to being asleep and doing your little thing, doing your stuff. Unless you're really interested, in which case there's tons of 9/11 stuff out there that anybody could point somebody to anything. That would put questions in the mind, and that's all really we're trying to do, isn't it? Is put questions in people's minds.
Yeah, we get people thinking and people to give the middle finger to the official story and to basically say, hey, the people that say they govern us, they don't really govern us at all. They just use us for their own for their own for their own ends. That's really it.
Yeah, of course they do, but that's what everything is. You've got to get people. I remember that, and I can remember when I used to be on with Webby. One of the frustrating things when I were on with Webby, I really enjoyed being on with Webby, but sometimes I got frustrated because he'd say people need to realise this, people need to realise that, and people aren't going to realise it. They're shown it, and they either accept it or they don't. There's the realization there is a point where people make a choice to remain asleep, and you're never going to be able to get through to those people because their egos are such that they can't see any other way than you. They don't want you coming in and taking making the life. Well, but essentially, the whole fucking thing a lie since they've ever known. It's a big thing to do to people. So it's not. It can't be taken lightly. It can't be taken, just willy nilly. You have to, if you're going to invest in somebody, invest in some information. You have to first of all find out where. Think to yourself, where is that information best going to be placed? And if that's in that person, then you tell them. But if it's not, then if they're not going to listen, there's no point in wasting your fucking breath.
Yeah, that is true, and it really sucks how there's a lot of people that are like that, and it's like, and I don't even blame them for being like that because it's not their fault. It's the establishment that's the reason for them being that way. That's just the whole. It's all by design. Because the education system's been infiltrated.
Come on, are you going to talk? If you're going to talk, you're going to talk, right? Go. Sorry.
Sorry. Wait, were you talking to me or Leeds?
You.
Oh, sorry. Well, it's just, the education system's been infiltrated. The medical industry's been completely infiltrated, and like practically everything, every aspect of life has been infiltrated. Whether it be food, water, land, the air we breathe, schools, anything really. They've they pretty much got their hands in it. It's like, and when I try to tell people is like, you should always follow the money. It's like, what? Who benefits? Like who benefits from 9/11 happening? Like, who really benefits?
Taylor, just a second. Jason, are you changing your colostomy bag?
No, it's the vacuum thing I've got on my leg.
All right, sorry. Carry on, Taylor.
It just started beeping, so I've had to reset it. Go on. Go on, Taylor.
Yeah, it's like, I know I probably sound like 80 when I say this, but it's like you have to think about who benefits from all this. Who benefits from 9/11? Who benefits from Hitler gaining all this power? and starting a war against the rest of Europe? Who benefits from the Gulf of Tonkin incident? Et cetera, et cetera. Like who benefits from the from this whole the Brussels? No, not that. What's the name of that thing going on in England right now?
Brexit.
Brexit, yes. Who benefits from this whole Brexit thing?
Well,
Yeah.
obviously not us.
Exactly.
It's obviously not us. I know
Who
you said you didn't want to sound like Aiden.
does benefit, Jess?
You what?
Who does benefit?
Well, it depends who the people who are going to benefit from Brexit are the people who are not going to be covered by the legislation which is coming in next year sometime, I think, where there'll be closing down lots of offshore stuff and bringing more tax laws in and stuff like that. I know that, but nobody benefits from anything. It's politics. That's the point. Nobody, apart from the people at the very top, and we know who we're talking about. We fucking say them all the time, and AD goes on his 13 families and all this stuff. We know it's all there. We know everything about who benefits from what and what, and that nothing is by accident. It's all orchestrated. It's all by design.
Yeah, but for people that don't know who the 13 families are, maybe we should describe them. Like maybe we should say, hey, these are who the main families are that we should be worrying about, not the politicians. Like stating specifically the family.
Who's going to listen?
Yeah, you guess. Yeah, that is true. It's just that it is difficult for people to look up information nowadays with the way Google likes to censor everything, and YouTube as well. So they make it all the time. It's becoming harder and harder for people to do their research.
Oh, fucking hell, this thing. Fucking would start beeping now, wouldn't it?
What's up?
They're just fucking making out there's a blockage in it. There ain't a blockage in it. They've only just fucking got it put on. This fucking shit, and it goes into.
Why does it beep or something when it's like that?
It beeps when it says it's got a blockage, but it's very temperamental. It's like having some shit, man. It's like having. Oh. And it only does it at night, so it'll be fucking beeping all night when I'm in bed. Beep, beep, beep. Keeping us all awake. I've not had it on for a few days, but I've got it back on today. So it's interesting what you're saying, Taylor. But we come across this eternal question, and that is we've got all the information there, and there are ways to get out that information, but like you said, they're all being censored. So what we're having to do is we're having to rely on people wanting to find out and wanting to know and for something to seek it out. People like us, or will tell them that the world that they think that they're living in quite like that. They need to find us. We can't be going and looking out and seeking them anymore. All we can do is keep shouting and shouting and shouting, and then more and more people will hear and then think things. And when it comes into their personal life, like fucking what's it's just I've just fucking completely lost where I was going.
It's really frustrating, isn't it?
When something happens to them, that's when it's going to happen. And so the more and more that they put the screw down on people, I mean, in this country, I don't know how fucking far they can push us, because they're just cutting everything. They're not letting anything. We're all done. There's no money for anything. They're selling it off. They're selling these things that are failing, that need money all the time. Yet other companies are actually saying, well, yeah, we'll buy that. So it can't be failing that bad. If you get, you're getting all these different parts of these companies being sold off. it's just gone fucking completely. It's gone completely fucking tits up as far as NHS or anything like that. And I'm a prime example. You know, I don't qualify for anything. I get a SPAS badge and I've got a wheelchair. I don't apply for anything. We've had people around this week. There are grants that can be got for example, putting a stair lift in the on the stairs, or even a lift in the corner of the room. You know, they know that I'm probably going to not have any legs by, you know, in a few months' time. But there's nothing. My missus earns too much money, so they won't. We can't afford nothing, but they won't pay for it anyway either. So you know, I'm stuck.
Yet the people with the money, they don't care about the people that don't have it.
Oh, of course we don't. We know that.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no point in getting upset about that as well. There's no point in getting upset about it because it's never going to change. It's never going to be any different. The only way it's ever going to ever be any different is when we decide, look, fuck this, we've had enough. You lot down there, what are you doing? You're chucking prime minister after prime minister into the same place. Then you get the fucking, they want in elections and they want in this. I heard somewhere that Bercow could be fucking interim prime minister. Bercow is a fucking utter, complete and utter fucking traitor to parliament. I don't know what it's going to take for, I don't know what it's going to take for us to say, right, this is enough. This is enough of this. You're fucking standing on people. You're fucking skimming money off all of you, all into the same fucking shit. You're all fucking...
The tribe member.
You're all trying to fucking normalise paedophilia. You're trying to normalise transsexuality, if that's a fucking thing. You're trying to normalise it. It's not normal. A bloke who wants to be a woman in normal, right? They need something. They need either some counselling, or they need something else. They don't need the knob chopping off. And
they're even trying to normalize cannibalization.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, that's probably going a little bit too far. I mean, there's some. I know there are these stories, and I've seen them knocking about, but these are all really scare stories. But if you look at what you can actually verify for yourself, and you can see that children are being read stories by drag artists, you know, in class, and I saw something where they've got a lesson on anal sex that they were teaching children. I mean, this is just it's just all part of it's like the little building blocks that, you know, what a society is. It's like like a wall, and they're taking blocks out everywhere in society, and society is just going to crumble down. It's going to crumble down. We're taking their innocence away from kids. That's a big part of society. That's a huge part of society, because if you're letting people talk about the kids are the most important thing to them, and if anybody touched my kid or anything like that, but then they go and take the kid off to junior school and go and get read, being told
they have them get taught gay shit, freaking that it's okay to be dressed up as a woman. You know, that it's okay to do this and do that, even though 20 years ago it would have been completely freaking. It would have been seen as completely like just disgusting. Now it is being normalized, and I feel like the reason why they're doing that, they're trying to split people into more and more groups, so that way there can be more segregation for the people that don't accept it. So we get more people hating against each other. You know, divide and conquer. It's a tactic that's been used since ancient history.
Since longer than ancient history. It's divide and conquer, but you see, we're falling for it. We're allowing it, and this is what we need to do. This is what it needs to get to, a point where it's come so far that there has to be some sort of reset. We have to go back, and we have to go, well, hang on a minute, we just went a little bit too far here, and if we keep going on and down this path, then we're going to be setting ourselves up for, a lot of different stuff. But it's, these fucking evil bastards, these evil cunts in BBC, they're fucking evil. And they do it all, and they try to wrap it up in diversity and and this and that, fucking other, and fuck off. Just right. When the kids are fucking preschool, when they're preschool, show them how to make a fucking clay model or something, or fucking paint a picture. You don't need to be telling them about fucking sex and in fact, you don't have to tell them about relationships at all. They'll form those at home on their own. They don't need to be told what they should do and what they shouldn't do. It's fucking only by their own parents, but their own parents are too busy off at work, having 2 jobs each, trying to work, make ends meet. And so what they do is they allow the kid to be indoctrinated into this thing, and then it turns the kid then turns against the parents, and so they sort of get it right round, so that then you'll probably trust your teacher more than you trust one of your parents, simply because you probably see more of your teacher.
Yeah, because and they keep the parents working on making it worth less and less, even though it really doesn't mean anything to begin with. It's completely worthless, as we know. But they try to put more and more restrictions as time goes on, like making things more expensive, making paychecks go less and less. Till we, the parents, take a stand like the Muslims in England who protested the gates of the school. I have no idea what that means.
We don't need to.
I don't know what Dr.
Read it. You were carrying on. Go on. What were you saying?
Oh, basically, it's like they want the parents away from the kids so the teachers can continue to teach them, indoctrinate them, just turn them into mindless freaking drones that are only good at stacking shelves and just and doing what they're told. Just read a piece of paper. This is how you be a doctor. Just read this piece of paper, and this is how you do it. Even though all it does in the end is just make this endless cycle of the patient has to keep coming back and back and back and back and back and back, giving more money to the system. And it's the same thing for education. Nowadays, you always get people saying, "Oh, schools nowadays are making our children stupid." They've always been doing that for at least 100 years now or something like that, because that's when the freaking Rockefeller Foundation bought out the school education system, and it's just been going in and in and in ever since. They don't want, because they only want people who are just barely smart enough to do what they're told and to do the regular jobs, not people who are going to become brilliant scientists who are going to make a breakthrough in this world or anything like that. And that's basically what and that's exactly what they want. And the thing that we need to do, I feel like what I feel like that everyone needs to do, we need to stop fucking paying taxes. We need to stop voting. We need to stop using their fucking public education system. We need to stop. Yeah?
Can I interrupt you?
Oh, go ahead.
What was your education like?
Well, go back to the way it was in the 1800s, the way where it was privatized, where it was privatized in I'm not sure of the details, but I know it was by.
What was your personal experience of education?
Oh, my personal experience, it was just the same as everyone else's from nowadays.
Yeah, but we're in England.
Oh yeah, you're right. Well, to be honest, I don't really know what it's like in England, but I imagine it probably.
It's like in America. That's why I'm asking.
Well, it was pretty much just like we had 6 periods. We had math, science, biology. What else?
What age did you start going to school?
I think it was around 6 or so. We have preschool, and then we have kindergarten, and then we have elementary school, which is 1st through 5th grade. Then we have middle school, which is 6th through 8th, and then we have high school, which is 9th through 12th, and then we have college after that when you graduate. And they're all different schools. And pretty much they always try to make through my experience, they usually try to make the student feel helpless, like they don't know, like the teacher is the one that knows everything, and that they need to simply do what they're told, and they'll go out into the world and become great people. Or another thing that usually happens is like when I was in middle school, I remember I was being told it's like, oh, when you get into high school, things are going to be so much different. Things are going to be so much harder. Things are going to be so different. Then I get into high school and it's the exact same shit as before. No fucking difference. It's like they always try to hype everything up to try to make it sound grander than it actually is. To try to get you on your toes, I guess.
Did you have sex education when you were at school?
Yes, we did.
That were a fucking waste of time, weren't it?
Exactly. and not just because I'm a fucking virgin.
We seem to have lost Leeds. He's disappeared for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know whether we were flagging. He did say we were a little bit tired earlier on.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess he must have lagged out, or maybe he got tired of listening to me ramble on.
Yeah, maybe they were a bit of that in it as well. I think. Oh, I'm miles down here. Oh, I'm just. Did you see the veterans protest in London at the weekend? The MSM had nothing on it. Massive turnout, shine a light. That's interesting. That because I did see. I did see some of the some coverage and some things regarding that. I'm sorry about that.
Oh, G in X. I'm just gonna call him X because that's pretty much what his name is mostly. Mr. X says he got expelled from from school.
Okay, there you go. Leeds is back. Good
Hello.
evening, Leeds, mate. Listen, I just wanted to get onto this because I did see something. I saw a few things on the veterans protest in London over the weekend, and I do know the mainstream media were a bit fucking crap on it. Yeah, I don't know really very much about it because, like you said, most of the stuff is kept from your news feed. But I did see somebody who'd been down there. There were a girl whose friend requested me. Oh god, it must be ages ago. I can't remember, but I always see her post, and she talks about Yellow Vest, and she'd been down there, and some drama had been going on. From what I can gather. So yeah, I did see something about it, but I've got to say that what I did see, I weren't really. I didn't see I didn't see any of the good stuff, shall we say? So if anyone can point me towards that and any videos or anything like that of that weekend. So thanks for that, Shine a Light, for bringing that up because I did want to bring that up tonight. I'd seen this particular individual had been posting and something had gone on down at the camp. They were having a camp, weren't they, down there in London over the weekend.
Yeah. Jason, can I interrupt you for a second?
Yeah, go on.
Alice in Alice George's son in the chat says that apparently schools are teaching 6-year-olds how to masturbate. Now that I did not know. That is fucking disgusting.
Yeah. Yeah, that's Alicat George, who's another friend of the show. She's been a listener for a while, and I've known her for a while. So yeah, it's teaching 6-year-olds how to masturbate. I mean, what it's pedo-criminal land, and that's true. It's true what she's saying because what do we do? I mean, we're stuck here, aren't we? You have to just hope that your kids come out unscathed. Oh, here we go. Shine a Light has said Black Van Man channel did great coverage on it, so I'll have a look at that. That's Black Van Man. Let me write that down. I've finally got some cartridges from my pen. Oh, here it is. Black Van Man. So I'll have a look at them later on. That's for the coverage of the veterans protest that was going on over the weekend. I'm pretty sure it's to do with veterans being charged with offences from years and years ago, and then and the hypocrisy with the Irish terrorists that were pardoned as part of the Good Friday Agreement. I think that's part of it, but I will get a look on that, and perhaps we might get somebody on the show when I'm feeling like that I might be able to do a show, because at the moment it just seems I'm in such a lot of pain, and it's doing me it's really doing me head in.
Yes.
The what? Sorry.
You need to take more morphine.
Yeah, I've got 2 patches on. I've got 2 5 milligram patches on, and I'm taking Oromorph, but
Yeah.
it's not really touching it.
Yeah. But yeah, as Alice said, fucking parents need to stop being pussies and take their goddamn kids out of school, out of this fucking public school system. It's disgusting.
The problem mostly is they don't really know, do they? I mean, most of them probably don't know. No, it's only the people that take, take an interest in what the kids are doing at school that are going to know about this sort of thing. You know, people like Alley Cat George, Alice.
And both
I'll call her
parents
Alice.
have to work.
Who the fuck is Alice? Eh? Say again.
Both parents have to work.
Yeah, both parents have to work. Again,
but don't they have to go to like counseling? Not counseling. Like every few months or so, and they have like a thing where the parents have to come over to school to come over and see like.
Evening.
Yeah. What about that?
Well, can you imagine? The parents are probably not even mentioning it, are they? At the parents' evening, the parents are not going to sit there and say, "Oh, by the way, little Johnny's doing very, very well on masturbation. He's not being able to ejaculate yet, but you know we're working on it." It's just. They're not going to say that, are they? So people aren't going to know unless they talk to the kids and they communicate. And a lot of that's been took away as well because of all this, the social pressure and the social. It's how parents are supposed to be alienated from the kids, so you'll get the kids to hate the parents for one reason or another because they're not allowing them to do something. And it divides people up. So, you know, it's an all part of the fucking huge agenda. And there's division everywhere you go. There's division amongst people who wear glasses and people who don't wear glasses. And, you know, you could just have anything, couldn't you? With ginger-haired people, you know, bald people, if you want. You can divide people in any number of ways. It's so, and because we all fall for it easily, it's so simple to do because it starts off as being a bit of fun and then it ends up being outlawed. So, you know, it starts with a bit of fun saying, "Nah, you silly ginger bastard," to somebody who's got ginger hair. But then, like 10 years down the line, suddenly you've called somebody a ginger bastard on Facebook, a Facebook status 10 years ago, and now it's illegal to do that, to discriminate against somebody because of the colour of the hair. Then you're in trouble. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly, and so that's the thing. And then I've heard some people say, well, you know, these kind of parents, they need to stop having kids altogether. Like you know, the people that are too busy that can't take care of their kids correctly, you know, that they need to stop having kids if they aren't ready to take care of them correctly.
Yeah, but then what you're doing, you've got people that have got 2 jobs that are getting 2 jobs so that they can afford the mortgage. They're working out. The only good thing that they've got in their life is shagging. And that's what they're going to do. And they're going to end up getting caught out and having children. It's an inevitability. And why shouldn't they have children? You know, it's not, it's not, they didn't come out of the womb and think, right, that's it. Me, I'm done. I'm fucking not doing all my life. I'm going to be a waster that drinks and does all this shit. They don't do that, do they? That's all conditioned into people. And also, when options are limited, then when your only option is is one thing that's shit or another, like, you know, having a fucking red hot poker shoved up your arse or a red hot knitting needle shoved down your jap side. That people will say, well, that's a choice. At least you've got a choice. Well, you haven't got a fucking choice, really, have you? You're fucked either way.
Pretty much. And it's like, and you know, people will just say, "Oh, just use condoms." You know, condoms are like, well, honestly,
sorry, I'm just mentioning. Somebody's put into the chat room that I'm a ginger hater. Lol, joking. Yeah, you've got to be joking. I'm married to a ginger. My wife's a ginger, so I can hardly be described as a ginger hater. Okay, and I've got ginger friends.
Oh, by the way, Apple, please come on, Apple, or Charles.
She thinks she's having a problem. She's not feeling very well.
Oh, she's not feeling all right.
No, she's just feeling a little bit under weather. She said she might try and get on in a little while, but not at the moment.
All right.
God, do you know what's going to? I'm going to be fucked on when this program goes back to serious issues, and I'm interviewing people that have got serious issues and stuff. I'm just fucked.
Have you heard anything about the Israeli elections?
No, I've not actually. No.
Well, about 2 weeks ago, I think, wasn't it? And exit polls suggested that Bibi had lost. And then since then, I've not heard a fucking thing.
No.
Oh, Jason, I wanted to ask you, what do you think about, what do you think about Hitler? Like, honestly, like, what do you think about Hitler? Do you think he's a good person? Do you think he was like misrepresented in the history books? Do you think he's not as bad as people make him out to be, or do you think he's, it's justified, like, all the hate that he gets?
Adolf Hitler? I really don't know. There's one side and there's another. I've looked at both. I don't know. He could have been a right cunt, as far as I know. All I know is that he was misrepresented, obviously, but that's what happens in war, isn't it? People are misrepresented. I mean, they were probably the same happening in Germany as happening here. That they were misrepresenting Churchill and whoever and whatever, the British. So it's always going to happen. That's war. As for whether Hitler was a good guy, I'm not going to sit here and say Hitler was a good guy because I don't know. I've seen people claim one way and I've seen people claim another way, but I just don't believe that. I don't believe that any of that most of the things that we're told, I don't believe really took place in the way that we were told they took place.
Yeah, I agree. I do. First of all, I do believe there was a Holocaust, not a Jewish Holocaust, but a German Holocaust, as in specifically after the war took place that was directed by President Eisenhower before he became president. He basically had a mass genocide of innocent Germans because he hated them so much, putting them in concentration camps and freaking and gassed them and all that shit. Like that's the real. To me, that's the real Holocaust, not this fucking we killed 6 million Jews.
Well, I think Holocaust means burnt offering, doesn't it?
It means what?
Burnt offering.
Dresden
was your Holocaust.
Pretty much, and of course we know that when I look at Hitler, because I've been studying World War II history lately, and when I look at Hitler, when he was just starting off, I just think to myself, all the man really wanted. Really was just to bring Germany, back to the way it was. If Germany never had been fucked over by the Treaty of Versailles, Hitler never would have turned out the way he did. He just wanted.
There's also the other angle that it was a illegitimate Rothschild.
Wait. So he was a Rothschild.
Yes.
I heard he was against the Rothschilds because in Germany, during World War II, they made a movie again, discrediting the Rothschilds, like hating on them.
But isn't that what they do?
That is, yeah, I guess.
Sorry?
It's called propaganda. They do it all the time. I don't know about the Rothschild thing, but
supposedly,
both sides were funded by the Rothschilds anyway.
Hitler's grandmother worked as a maid at one of the Rothschild mansions, I think Austria, probably. And she got pregnant and she was only young. So you can only presume who had impregnated her. And she got sacked and sent home. And that was Hitler's grandmother.
I can believe it. So that might have been an excuse to say, that might have been a motivation for Hitler to hate them. I mean, that's always possible.
I've always been fascinated by it. Also, I would say, where is the evidence that he died in Berlin?
Well, the thing is, wasn't it like a year ago or something they came out? Wasn't it like a year ago or something? They said they examined teeth or something, and they said that this proved that he died in Berlin or something like that. It was like earlier this year, or was last year?
The bits of skull or whatever that the Russians had. Yeah, they said
no. Some teeth or something. I'm not sure if it's the same thing as the Russian skull thing. I don't know if it's the same thing. It might be. I'm not entirely sure. I didn't look too much into it, so I don't know.
Newbeam was born in Dresden.
Yeah, Newbeam said that she was born in Dresden, and
on behalf
Tony has pointed out that Dresden was the real Holocaust of World War II. I think there were 300,000 people killed in the bombing of Dresden, and that was. If anybody's not seen the film, I'd suggest you watch the film. But it is a terrible, terrible film, and it's got to be it would be a blot on the landscape of British history if we had proper British history, but not the bullshit that they fucking come across. They spout at this moment in time. Go on, Leeds. You were saying, mate.
Over 2 nights, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it was 1,000 people over 2 nights.
It was civilians, though, weren't it? I think they went for the
women, children, and the elderly. And
they went for. There were factories. It were in a big industrial place.
All the men were away fighting.
I had no idea about this whole. I'm going to be honest. I don't even know what Dresden is.
Watch it. It's disgusting. It is absolutely disgusting what we did to them.
Dresden is a city in Germany, which the Allies carpet bombed during World War II, whereas it had no military installations or anything like that. I think they had, and I think they had factories, and the British tried to.
It wasn't a military target.
Tried to justify it by saying they were munitions factories, but they weren't. They were just normal, regular factories, and it were just civilians that were killed. I think over 300,000 people were killed over the 2 nights, and that was just these are things that we don't get told. We get told all the bad Nazi things, and Hitler did this. He used to have a bucket of puppies and he'd stamp on one until he got his way, on one at a time. Just all this shit get fed.
It's always like the lone nut, just like Lee Harvey Oswald. They always have to blame. They always have to say the lone nut. Like, it's like this one person. He was behind everything. He was the evil one. If we get rid of him, everything is fine. It's like, no, it doesn't work that way. Like a big event like this, it's never done by just one person. There's always. It's always a conspiracy theory or a conspiracy rather. So, and about what somebody said in the chats that that both sides were funded by the same person and by the same group. And I agree with that. Yeah, that is true. But I genuinely believe that Hitler. This is what I believe. I genuinely believe that Hitler was thought that he was fighting for the for not for them but for himself, like for the Germans, that he wanted to reclaim back the German power from the late 1800s, from before World War One. Even though he was funded by them, I do believe that he might have genuinely thought that they were helping him because they thought that they thought he was right or something like that. Like, I don't believe Hitler was a Rothschild agent. That he was just doing what he was. That he was just doing what they told him to, basically.
Well, we know that but they do say it's very telling that they say that the first victim of war is the truth.
Exactly.
So, you know, it's
Winners write the history
always
books.
they get to write the history, don't they? The victors always get to write the history. I did want to talk about. I tell you what, I did want to talk about. I don't know if anybody's seen it. But I watched a couple of. I was watching a couple of videos other night popped up, and then sort of disappeared. So I did a search for them and I found them. And it was all about. It was an audio. It were Brian Harvey had done these two shows, done these two videos, and it was trying to. It showed that Bill Maloney had tried to set David Icke up as a paedophile back in the day. I don't know. I don't know if Lee just fucked off, hasn't he, halfway through, and he's the only one who's going to be who's going to know what I'm talking about.
I mean,
But yeah, I had a bit of a conversation with a few people last week about that. It's it were really interesting video.
You said you didn't want to mention it.
No, I didn't want to mention. No, I just wanted to mention the videos and the and
Well, I've not seen the video, so
the what? Sorry, say that again.
I have not seen the video, so I can't comment.
I sent it.
Brian Harvey.
Bill Maloney trying to get a witness to say that David Icke were a paedophile. No.
Right. And what do you think?
Well, I don't think David Icke's a paedophile. David
Icke is, I think, I do know a lot of people say that he's controlled opposition. He genuinely says some good things. So even if he is controlled opposition, I do think that he says a lot of good things. So I don't think
it's controlled opposition.
What?
I don't think it's controlled opposition.
Yeah, because like, why else would he be making videos like so many videos saying truthful things? Like, if he was like Alex Jones, he'd be fighting for Trump or something like that. Unless he's just smarter about it, like, or if he is controlled opposition, he's definitely a lot smarter about it than fucking Alex Jones.
Well, you see, basically the story was Bill Maloney. I had a conversation with somebody close to David Icke, and apparently this happened a couple of years ago, but the audio's just come out now. But what Bill Maloney is doing, he's trying to set David Icke up as to be named as a paedophile. I don't know why. I don't know what the reasoning behind it is, and nobody wants to talk about it anyway because there's nobody to ask anyway because Bill Maloney's fucking disappeared for the last couple of years. He just completely disappeared from
well, if it's not true, you just sue the fucking ass off them for slander, wouldn't you?
Well, no, because they didn't release it. They didn't release these. Weren't released. These were unreleased tape recordings that Brian Harvey released. They were from a few years ago. They've not been released.
I'll be right back. Okay, sorry.
Surely that's cause for slander, isn't it? He said it, obviously.
But yeah, but if he's not published it, and if he said it and it's been recorded, and he wasn't aware of the recording, then surely if it's been published, Is there
any difference between public and private? If you're calling someone a fucking paedophile?
I don't get where you're going with this. Are we not agreeing on this?
Yeah,
I'm trying to tell you that if somebody,
if even if it's recorded in private, surely.
Right, so if I come into your house, and you say something to me,
Yeah.
and I'm recording it, and you're not aware that I'm recording it, and then
Yeah.
I go out of my way to go and make that public, then surely it's me that's the one that's publishing it is the person that's going to be liable for slander. Not the person that said it, because they're not the ones publishing it, and the time lapse between.
No,
It's
you
not
might.
about that. I don't even think it's even anything about that. I don't get it. Don't get why you've even brought that up. I was just trying to say that he's saying these things that
No,
Bill Maloney was on the scene, and he came along, and then he does all these stunts, and he gets in. You what?
Sue the fucking ass off. If someone accused me of being a paedophile, I'd sue their ass off.
Why? What? How can you?
Because
What do you mean? Because you can? Because what would you? I don't get it. It just deserves the same contempt as anything else. Just leave it. Fuck it. It don't matter. It's gone. It's done. It's fucking idiots talking. I don't get what you mean.
it's different from calling someone a wanker, though, isn't it? Accusing someone of being a paedophile.
But Jesus Christ. I wish you'd not had so much to fucking drink, mate, because you just not getting me. What I'm saying is that this was said a long time ago. Bill Maloney didn't publish it. All right, he might have said it, but he didn't publish it. And because the recording was taken, if the recording was taken without his knowledge, then it can't be used. It's not admissible. I'm not into the rights and wrongs of it. I'm just trying to tell you what would happen in law. It would be the person that published it that would be liable, not the person that said it.
I don't agree.
You can't. What do you mean you can't? You don't agree? It's the person that's published it is liable.
I don't agree.
Okay, fair enough.
You obviously haven't got a good enough lawyer.
So again,
You obviously haven't got a good enough lawyer.
you're right. I've not. No. I ain't got any lawyer. I don't need one.
No, neither have I.
So anyway, that's went downhill fucking quickly, didn't it? I was just talking about a story from last week and everything, and then we've just got into difficulties chatting.
I'm not looking at chat. Is that what's happening? Where's Bueller gone anyway? Is he falling asleep?
I don't know. I think he's probably gone for a wank or something.
What time will it be there? It's 4 minutes past 3.
Something like that.
Yeah. Well, it might be snooze time.
Alice has put in the chat room that she thinks it makes. Do you think it makes it worse to highlight the allegation? That's the point I'm making. I mean, if you're the point I'm making is that if someone is being recorded and says something, of course you're going to be fucking angry if they're making an accusation like that. But in law, you're not the one that published it. The person that published it is the one that is responsible for the tort of slander, which would have to be into a court, and it'd cost thousands and thousands of pounds.
Taylor, are you listening? I need to go to the toilet. Can you come back and speak for a minute?
I could speak for a minute, no problem at all.
All right, I'll run.
All right, you run.
I may.
Don't run too far, though.
I've got to go upstairs and back down.
There you go. Super Lee's gone for a piss. That's the point I'm trying to make is that Bill Maloney is obviously fucking some sort of idiot. But it's the person that publishes it that's going to be done for the slander. I don't think Leeds could quite get that. But anyway, good evening to Alice is in there. Yeah, hello, Ian. Having a hangout, Jason. Not everyone will agree with you, buddy. Add the booze as well. Disorganised chaos. Yeah, that's what we've got tonight. Disorganised chaos. Apple Charlotte's agreed, and she's away for a wank as well. Apparently, it says in the chat room. I hope not. I don't know where Taylor's gone. He seems to have. He just seems to have disappeared somewhere. He might be on his vinegar stroke now. He might get him back pretty soon. Well, hopefully, we're going to have some good guests on in future. I'm going to try and get a little bit more serious. It's just been a bit crap at the moment, with this fucking. For this shit that's I've turned it off. This crap that's going on with my leg and all this pain and everything. It's a bit hit and miss. It's a bit here and there, and it's a bit whenever I can. And it's I'm in a fucking shitload of pain. Earlier on, I was so much pain that I just burst into tears, which just didn't like me at all. But I was in a lot of. Did you just burst into tears when you had a piss, Leeds?
I felt like I could have done.
Could you?
What's the next, appointment or whatever you've got?
14th of October.
What's that for? Oh.
That's just to have a look. I think I've got a scan before then. I've got a scan booked, I think, before then. But 14th of October is when I see specialist again. So we'll just have to wait till then.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. I know. It's fucking nightmare. It's a fucking nightmare. It's just agony all the fucking time. And I hope you washed your hands anyway, said Alice.
I didn't know.
No. And you've got one in your mouth and all now. Oh, he's off.
I'm doing it. I'm washing my hands.
Where's Taylor? Taylor, where are you, man? Is he coming back? Do you think he's having a poo or something?
I was trying to beat the world piss record, so I didn't have a chance to wash my hands. But yes, there you go. I washed my hands.
Yeah, nice one. So, what's next? What's next, Leeds?
For me,
yeah.
I was going to ask you, do you spend most of your day on your own?
Not at the moment, but I will be from next week because my wife's going back to work.
Right.
Sorry about that, guys.
Oh, well.
Well, what have you been doing? Can't see you, man.
Oh, sorry. Can you just give me another second? I'll be right back.
Oh, no. It must be Grinder. It must be his Grinder, but beeping.
Oh, well.
Hey, dear.
So she's back to work next week?
Yeah, she's back to work next week, yeah. So I'll have me...
Looking forward to that, then.
No, but it's okay. She needs to go back to work. Things need to get back to normal.
Yeah. It's tough, though.
Oh, I know.
Because you're on your own all day. I know what that feels like.
Do you know, I don't mind, actually.
I do, actually, but then I do, if you know what I mean. It's weird. I like being on my own, and I don't.
Well, I kind of do. I really do like being on my own. It's just like... you don't have to answer to anybody. You don't have to fucking sit there and make conversation with people. When you... I know this sounds weird, but I don't like getting visitors that...
I don't. I rarely answer. Well, people know now. If I don't know someone's coming round, I'll answer the door.
Well, I'm not that bad. I'll go and answer the door if someone took time out to come round, but you know what I mean? I'm not
It's either fucking Jehovah's Witnesses or someone selling you double glazing.
Oh, they're best. Jehovah's Witnesses, I love them.
Oh, I must admit, I've started connecting with them.
Tell them you're a prolific masturbator. They love that.
No.
Hey, do you know what I watched earlier on? Fucking Bullseye. What? How good is that?
Bullseye.
Bullseye from.
Used to love Bullseye.
It's on at Challenge on TV at like 5 o'clock. So I
Filmed
watch it.
at Yorkshire TV studios on Kirksall Road in Leeds.
No,
It was.
no, it wasn't. It was a central.
was.
It was Central Television in Nottingham. Thank you. Right, there you go. So,
Am I wrong?
Yeah, you're wrong, yeah.
How can I be wrong?
You're a Leeds fan.
I'm sure it was fucking filmed in Leeds.
It's not now. It's Central.
I'm thinking the Countdown.
Countdown were in Yorkshire, probably.
It was.
But that was Channel 4 anyway, weren't it?
And I tell you what I saw today. A remake of, well, I didn't watch it. It were on internet, or an advert for it. A remake of Blockbusters. Do you remember Blockbusters?
Yeah, I'm not watching remakes. In that Dario O'Brien or something.
I was going to say that weird Irish guy.
I saw him at Hillsborough, actually.
Did you? What is
Yeah.
he? Is he an Owls fan?
No, I think he was just doing something at Arena or something. I don't know. One at gigs, he got a gig, and I saw him at. In fact, funnily enough, it were against Hull.
No.
All right, I'm back.
I once had a interview for Blockbusters.
Oh yeah.
I think there were like 5 of us from our school, and they like sat you down and they just asked general knowledge questions, and I answered a load, and they picked this fucking girl. Fuck knows why. So she went on. You know, they used to have a team of 2 and then 1, didn't they? You remember? So she were on her own. She didn't answer a fucking question. Not fucking one. I think they used to get money for every question, didn't they? She didn't earn a fucking penny.
Well, I went on a couple of shows. I went on Golden Balls.
I know he did.
Remember that with Jasper Carrot?
Yeah.
And
I used to watch that in pub. They were on like a tea time, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Jason, Apple says she can't get on.
Well, I don't know what to do. She needs to have a. I really don't know. I really can't.
Has she tried doing what I do? I don't know whether this fucking makes any difference. I go on. Have you sent? Is it an email link? Yeah.
Yes, I've sent it as an email link.
I'm on a laptop. Yeah. I right click the link, and then it brings up the little window, and it says go to, and then left click that, and that seems to work. Maybe it's just me.
I don't think she's on a laptop. I think she's on.
She's on
a phone.
I think.
I think she's on a phone.
Also, I've been on Dickinson's Real Deal.
All right.
The auction fucking thing. You know what I mean?
I know what I mean. Oh, you mean, yeah.
Right. And you know those when they're doing valuations, and there's those people with their head stuck through fucking thing at the back. You know what I mean?
Don't watch it.
Okay. I were one of them, but they actually asked it. That I were there, and they just said to me, "Will you come and just stand here and watch this?" And I will film it, and I'm like, "I'm fucking hell." And I went on a few, actually, because they did more than one. And then when something repeats, I was getting text messages of people. I've just seen you on telly, and I'm like, "What the fuck are you on about?"
She's on her Apple. Ah ha ha ha! Very funny, Alice. Ha 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 ha. Get it? Because her name's Apple Charlotte.
She's on her iPhone.
No,
Oh, yeah,
Alice said that she's on her Apple, and you know, he's her name's Apple Charlotte, so he's trying to make a joke.
Well, Apple, you must be the only person I've ever known that we've never been able to get on here, because that is it's the easiest thing to get on. You just need to open the link, and then accept, that it's going to use your headphones and your microphone and what have you. Accept that, and you should be coming on. I don't get it. What can you tell us what you're getting on your screen? What is it? This is just the easiest thing if you open it up in anything. Although I don't know whether it works on an Apple.
You should get a phone, Jason, so you can try it out.
Well, I ain't got an Apple phone.
Do you have like an iPhone or a Samsung or anything like that?
I don't know what she's doing. She must be using a ZX Spectrum or something, or a ZX81.
All right. Apple, how about after the show, call me on Skype and I'll try to help you sort this out.
I bet you will.
Ha 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 ha! Very funny, Leeds. Ha 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 ha.
What's he saying now? He been rude again, Leeds.
No, I'm behaving myself.
He's like, oh, I'm sure you will. I'm sure you will help her take care of it.
It's a bit rude, isn't it?
Super religious.
I don't know. I mean, what's the difference between fucking iPhone and what we're doing?
I don't know. I've only used an. I have the same phone as she does. I think. I think I have the same kind of phone she does.
What phone have you got, Taylor?
A Samsung.
That's not an Apple.
Exact model number is called, but no. But she says she has an iPhone.
Make sure she's insured. I'll send you a screenshot of what's happening. Okay, thank you, Apple Charlotte. Not got it yet.
By the way, I also wanted to ask, as a follow-up to the Hitler question, what about Stalin? You know, fucking Joseph Stalin.
Stalin.
Yeah.
I wrote my A-level history thesis, I would say, on Stalin.
I heard he was way worse than Hitler, just from what I've heard.
He killed more people than anyone in history, I'd suggest.
I mean, he was funded, like the Russian Revolution that he eventually took command of was started by the Wall Street bankers that he was funded.
He was a tribe member as well, I believe.
Tribe member? What's that?
No, let's say.
Sorry, I don't know what you're talking about.
No, are we done? I think we're not getting anywhere with Apple Charlotte. I can't put my Skype on anyway on this thing because it just then turns my computer off. So I don't know whether she's
been going on with your computer. Anyway, Jess.
You what, sorry?
What's been going on with your computer?
Well, it's just been like doing that blue screen of death.
What, you got like a PlayStation?
Yeah, I think it's similar to what you get on a PlayStation.
Speaking of which, man, Jason, you should get the new FIFA on PlayStation. Like whip your ass, man. I want to whip your ass on FIFA.
No, I don't. Do you know I've got a fucking PlayStation, but I never use it. Never use it. I pay £7 a month to fucking be on Sony, whatever it is, PlayStation thing, and I never fucking use it.
Why not?
I just don't. I don't know. I just can't be asked. I don't think. I think, you know, shit's just getting on top of me and I just can't be arsed. So I just end up sitting on my fucking big fat lazy bat ass. Sent you a video. Sent me a video. I don't know where you get a video. Screen recording.
James Owen says communism was worse than Nazism. I can believe. I honestly am not that knowledgeable about the way communism worked, so I can't say one way or the other. But it sounds believable because Nazism it started out by well, both of them started out by the Wall Street bankers in the first place, but Nazism was what's the definition of Nazism again?
What's he saying now? He's been rude again, Leeds.
No, I'm being myself.
He's
like,
No, I said I just said what's the definition of Nazism again? I forgot.
I don't really know.
I mean, what's the difference between fucking iPhone and...
Are we there? I was just having a look. Apple Charlotte showed me a video. Now, as far as I can see, it's your browser is stopping you from using your. You need to allow your browser to use your mic and your fucking fucking thing. Fucking this thing. Fucking beep 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 beep. Fucking beep. That's all you'll be doing all fucking me.
Fucking beat, man.
Pile of fucking shit. Yeah, so you need to allow your. It should pop up and say, allow your mic and your allow access to your mic and your headphones. That's what it should say, but it's that's what it should do. But I don't know what it's doing, so I couldn't tell you.
I just clicked on StreamYard, and yeah, like you said, it just pops up with the thing that says audio, video, flip. You'll enter the studio as a guest, and then enter broadcast studio. And so let's check your browser has lost connection to your mic. What? And fuck off! I haven't lost connection to anything.
Are you still there?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Are you still there though?
Yeah, I think I accidentally closed the freaking the actual window for the call for some reason. How do I open it back up? Man, I am fucking burping so hard right now.
Oh well, I think we're done with this anyway. We're all knackered, aren't we?
Wasn't Hitler a vegetarian and an animal lover?
Yes.
Well, hey, nothing wrong with being an animal lover.
Nothing wrong with being Hitler.
Yeah, I think Hitler definitely does get hugely misrepresented. It's freaking honestly. I think if you swapped the historical roles of Winston Churchill and Hitler, I think that you'd have a much more accurate representation of history.
Have you seen the conspiracy theories that Angela Merkel is Hitler's daughter?
I don't know who that is.
You don't know who Angela Merkel is?
Nope, never heard of her.
Oh, you're American, aren't you? I forgot. She's a German chancellor.
She's a current.
She's like the German president.
Right now?
Yes.
But how could she be Hitler's daughter then? Like, she would have to be really old because Hitler was a.
What about if Hitler didn't die?
Oh, yeah, you're right. Never mind. You got a point there.
Right, guys, I'm going. I'm done with this. I think we've burned this out tonight. I need to sort my shit out. Keeps beeping at me. I need to turn it on and stuff. So Listen, thanks, Taylor, and thanks to you as well, Stuart, Super Leeds and Awkward American. Just keep a look out. I'll do some shit when I can. Hopefully, I'm going to get a guest on sometime soon, and AD will be back soon as well. But cheers to Super Leeds and cheers to Taylor, and we'll see you again soon. So take it easy. See you, lads.
One more thing. Charles, go on Skype real quick, and I'll try to help you sort this whole thing out. Maybe I can help, because since we use the same kind of device.
Okay, there you go. So it's a date. So Awkward American, Taylor and Apple Charlotte are going to meet on Skype. It's a date. Thank you very much, everyone, for listening to us just talking crap for the last couple of hours. And we'll see you very soon. Take it easy. Tomorrow a bit. Bye.
Bye. See you later, alligator.